An Iowa immigration law that could arrest more immigrants is setting off alarm bells for some North Iowa law enforcement agencies. The law would make it a crime to live in Iowa after being deported or denied entry into the United States. Although last Monday, a federal judge temporarily blocked these new enforcement rules from going into effect on July 1st, the U.S. Department of Justice and Civil Rights Group filed a lawsuit against the state, calling it among the worst anti-immigration legislation in Iowa's history. However, the Iowa Attorney General is planning to appeal the judge's decision, so the law could still be coming to Iowa. KIMT News 3's Brandon Cote spoke with 3 North Iowa law enforcement agencies about the potential set of rules for officers and deputies. He shares how each one thinks the law would impact community members and immigrants searching for a new life in Iowa.
Law enforcement agencies like the Mason City Police Department and the Clear Lake Police Department are expressing concerns over the upcoming immigration law here in Iowa.
There's a lot of unknowns with it right now.
The immigration law that was set to go into effect July 1st still has a chance to become a reality in Iowa, impacting immigrants living in the state.
I think we already know that disadvantaged communities are victimized at higher rates.
Both the Clear Lake and Mason City Police Departments say the new enforcement rules would endanger Iowa migrants.
We don't want something on the books out there that's going to stop somebody who may be a victim of something from calling us.
And jeopardize immigrants' trust with police.
Enforcing this law actively is not going to really lend itself to transparency in the community and building relationships with some of our most vulnerable.
The 2 police chiefs say crime from immigrants is not the main problem.
Is crime from people who have illegally come into this country a real main priority or issue here in the city?
It doesn't seem to be at this point.
And their departments do not possess the tools and resources to hunt down anyone previously denied by immigration services from entering the United States.
Immigration's not really our forte, or especially we don't have a method to go through and check somebody's immigration status.
However, the Saragoro County Sheriff's Office thinks this law will have minimal impacts.
Well, it's not something that we're really worried about.
Sheriff Powell tells me the barriers between deputies and immigrants are already there.
Do you think this will create barriers for someone who's here illegally to reach out to you and say, hey, I need help?
I think the barriers are already here. I don't think it's going to change a thing.
He says the potential law would not significantly increase the workload for his deputies.
I don't think it's a huge mission at all. I think it's just going to be day to day and see what we come across.
And thinks Iowans should not worry if the Iowa General Attorney successfully appeals the temporary block on the law.
Iowans don't need to panic. I don't think it's going to be this big influx of illegal immigrants, or the jail population is going to go drastically up.
In Mason City, Brandon Cote, KIMT News 3.
Now, Governor Kim Reynolds, who signed the law last April, shared a statement with us in response to the law being put on hold. It reads, and I quote, "The Biden administration is failing to do their job and enforce federal immigration laws, allowing millions to enter and re-enter without any consequence or delay. I signed this bill into law to protect Iowans and our communities from the results of this border crisis, rising crime, overdose deaths, and human trafficking," end quote.